5 face cords of wood in the shed. Today in the wood yard, we've got a big wood delivery. Here we go. So this is the trailer load full of wood that Harry helped me load yesterday when he was here. And I've done this before where I've delivered 5 face cords in one load. And I just wanted to measure it to be sure because it's been a while since I've done it. I do a lot of 2s, a lot of 3s, and a lot of 4s. And I can throw a load of wood in loose if it's 3 face cords and it's about level with the top boards here. If I just get it level, if I throw it in loose. But if I have to deliver 4, I've got to stack it and it's just a little above level stacked because you lose about, space-wise, about 25%. So if I'm going to do 5, I've got to really heap it, as you can see. Now I measured these just to be sure, and the 6 rows that are the taller ones here that I have, they average about 48 inches. It's 6 feet wide, so I measured it. So I did the height and the width, and then my back row is a little shorter because it's where the gate comes down. I'll show you back here. So that's where it comes down. So that's only about 36 inches high. And this row here is a short one also. So I did the math and I came up with 14.6 face cords. So that means I need to put about a half of a face cord or a third of a cord into my truck to equal the 5 face cords for the delivery. And I've done this before, so I knew that's what it was going to come out to, but I just wanted to be sure, and that's what I've got. So I'm going to go finish loading up into the truck right now. The other additional wood, I'm going to put in some cherry into it, and then I'm going to hook up the trailer in a little while and we're going to go deliver it. So there it is. It's ready to go. So I just backed up the truck to the last bit of wood that I need to load into the truck here, and I'm going to put in a full row stacked across the front, so it'll be side to side right to the top edge of the bed, and I'm going to do a half a row, and that will be a half of a face cord or a half of a third of a cord, and that's what I need to finish off my load that I'm going to be delivering because I can't fit it all in. My trailer only can fit the 4.5 face cords, and then I need to put a little bit extra in here. So for those of you that have never loaded a truck and wanted to know, how much you can get into it, well, if you throw it in loose into a 6.5 foot box, which is what this is, it's not the 8 foot and it's not the 5 or 5.5, whatever the full size cab and the full-size back cab, you get the smaller box that way. This is a 6.5 foot, but if I throw it in loose, you can get a face cord if you just go level, if you throw it in loose. Now if you stack it, you put 3 rows in side to side right to the top, and that gives you your face cord. I find that a little bit extra, if I do like just another couple armfuls down on the bottom, is what I really need. Every truck bed's a little bit different as far as the models. They might be an inch or 2 different, height and width, just depending on how it's constructed. But generally 3 rows is about what you need to get a face cord or a third of a cord. So I'm going to put in a full row side to side and then a half a row. Now if I wanted to haul as much as I could with the truck, stacking is the way to go because you lose about 25%, like I've mentioned, if you throw it in loose. Like in my trailer, if I throw it in loose, you lose 25% of your capacity. So if I was to load this full, and I've done it before, I've sold a face cord and a half or a half of a cord, you've got to stack the whole thing full right to the top level. So you get 4 rows and then you got a partial row that you need to fill in at a different angle. You have to, instead of going this way, you got to turn the wood this way and stack it in there. But you can get a half of a cord in there. Now if you were to heap it, put an arch on it, then you could get in 2 face cords or 2/3 of a cord. Now if you got an 8 foot box, you can probably get a full cord in fairly easily. But again, you probably have to, I've never done it because I've never had a full size box, an 8 foot box. But I'm pretty sure you pretty easily can get a full cord in if you stack it. But stacking is the way to go. I know it takes more time, it's kind of a hassle, but you can fit more in that way. I like it when I can do my deliveries with just a single face cord because if I got a pre-measured pile, I can just throw it in, done. Don't have to stack it. When I get there, I just chuck it off. So that's kind of what I do. So I'm gonna load it up right now and then we're gonna go do the delivery. So here we go again. There it is. It is in. Now I gotta go hook up the trailer and we can go do the big dump. So here we go. So here I am on my location where I'm going to be putting the wood. I just talked to the guy that's the caretaker here, and this is a property out on an island is where the wood is actually going to go. But they store it here in their boathouse, it's an old boathouse. So all of my wood right here is going to be going in here, and I got to put it back in this corner in here, stacked. So they're paying me to do it, which I'm perfectly happy to do. It should take me about an hour, maybe an hour and a half tops. I'll go pretty quick because I can do armfuls, and then once I get the wood brought this way, I'll be able to go pretty quick. So there it is, it's going in. So that's 15 minutes of stacking. I got 3 rows in. And so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close my gates, and then I'm going to tip the trailer up, let the wood come to me, and then start going. But it's nice to have a work area to grab it so I don't have to pick it off the ground, and so I don't have to lift it up or crawl up inside of there. So now we're gonna close the gates, and then we're gonna tip the trailer back and bring the wood to me instead of me going to the wood. I think that makes sense. I could be wrong, but that's what's gonna happen. So watch out, we're gonna do some tipping. Oh, that'll work. Here we go again, more stacking. There it is. It's 5.5 rows, but it's 5 face cords of wood in the shed. And I did disconnect the trailer and move it up there to back the truck and to unload the stuff out of the truck because it was going to be faster, because there's really no easy way for me to get around it because they have a bolt launch right here. And that took me 1 hour and 13 minutes. I started, yeah, it's 1 hour and 13 minutes exactly what it took me. All I gotta do now is hook up the trailer and go. So a lot of you might think I'm crazy for stacking the wood like that. Dump it and go when you got a dump trailer. But they wanted it stacked. I did have to carry it just a little bit. I got $100 for 1 hour and 13 minutes worth of work. Just saying, there's money in stacking. The service part of the firewood is where you make the money. It's not so much the wood. And the delivery charge, everything all together for this, $700. So there we go. Down the road we go again. I am back in the wood yard. It is now the end of the day. When I got back, I had a whole bunch of work I had to do in my other business. And that took, I don't know, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, something like that. And then I mowed my lawn because the dandelions were getting about that high, so had to mow the lions. Now I've got about 2 hours of daylight left, and I've got a splitter and I've got wood. So we're going to take these rounds and we're going to make them smaller. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take all these from over here. This is on the back side of the pile. I'm going to chuck them over this way because I kind of want to keep the wood this way anyway. So I'm going to chuck all these rounds over to here. And then we're going to split, and I'm going to kind of fill this area in, and we're going to bring the splitter over a little bit and just kind of have everything go that direction. Because this is where it's going to go, over there and over here. Splitting time happens right now. I split for, I don't know, probably almost maybe 2 hours, not quite. Probably close to that though. And I got to go do something, so I got to quit for the day. But I got a bunch done. I got this whole section right here done, and all that's left is right there. So that's probably a good 2.5 hours worth of splitting right there. And I would love to do it tomorrow, but tomorrow I'm going to cut wood. Yes, that's right. I made a contact. I got a guy that's got an oak tree, an ash tree, and an elm tree. It's his backyard, and I can back right up to it with the trailer, and it's all mine. All I gotta do is go get it. So that's the plan for tomorrow. If everything goes right with the weather, I'm heading west, because that's where it is, to the west. And I'm gonna go cut some wood, because it's free wood, my favorite kind, and it's oak, ash, and elm. So we'll see. I'm gonna start with the oak first, because that's what I want the most. Then we'll hit the ash, and that probably will be a complete load. And then I'm gonna have to go back and do another, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to do 2 loads. So that's what's happening tomorrow. You should come back, it'll be fun. I'll be there. You should be here watching. Between now and then, get outside, get cutting. Good night, Irene.